So, you know that friend that says that they consult, but you still to this day have no idea what exactly they do, and somehow manage to charge like $200 per hour and say, let's circle back on this. Take their calls at coffee shops and invoice their clients for vibes. Like, what exactly do they do? And how does their hourly rate somehow manage to rival your rent? Let's talk about it. Have you ever wondered what an SOW scope of work looks like for a fractional creative strategist that charges over $100 per hour? Well, I'm going to walk you guys through one really quickly that I just approved for a client that I closed yesterday. Yesterday, April 8th, was a really good day for me. I had two prospective clients, one a brand and one an agency, that I closed on the spot within 30 minutes of each other. And 30 minutes before that, I closed what is a guest speaking role for one of the biggest events taking place this year in marketing. So yeah, yesterday was a really good day because now I have $15,000 in retainers for two new clients working part-time. And I also get to attend and speak at a super well-respected marketing event. And I will tell you guys more as soon as I can. So for sake of simplicity, I asked UGC Buddy, our AI agent that connects to ChatGPT Pro, what exactly a fractional creative strategist is and why a brand would want to work with them. Creative strategy is the plan behind your content. It's what makes sure your videos, your ads, or social posts aren't just pretty, but they actually perform. It's about answering questions like, who is this for? What do we want them to feel or do? What kind of message or story will connect with them? And how should I look, sound, or be structured? Think of it like the blueprint before building a house. The content is the house, but the strategy is what makes sure it's built in the right place with the right rooms for the right people. So why do brands pay so much for creative strategy? And just to put it in perspective, the industry standard minimum for a contractor that's offering creative strategy is $50 per hour, which means if you're a creative strategist as a contractor and you're charging less, it is time to raise your rates upwards to $200+ per hour. Right now, the promo I'm running is my hourly rate is $150 per hour. However, if you commit to 10 hours a week, I will discount it to $125. And then for creative strategist salaries, I would say industry standard ranges anywhere from $70,000 upwards to $200,000+ depending on the agency, the brand, and also the role and responsibilities. So why exactly do brands pay so much money for creative strategy? Because strategy is what saves you money and makes you money when executed the right way. It is the difference between a profitable ad and wasted budget on ad spend that did not receive a return. A good strategist knows what hooks are scroll stopping, what messaging actually hits the target demographic, and which format is going to drive the most action. That means that the brands no longer have to guess about what works. They're able to launch more confidently because ultimately content without strategy is just noise. Anyone can look pretty in a video or make an aesthetic one, but the right creative strategist is going to ensure that every single content of that ad has purpose, is built to attract, engage, and convert the right audience. They also bring data and storytelling together. A top-tier strategist is not going to guess what to create. They look at the performance data, the trends, audience behavior, and past wins to reverse engineer success. They help their clients stand out in a sea of what is sameness. With the rise of UGC short-form content and just like trends being trends and every brand on the planet following them, there is more content than ever. Like literally Meta and other platforms that you are investing ad spend into have never been more competitive than it is in 2025. But when you partner with the right strategist, you are able to have the right angles chosen by them that are going to make your brand unforgettable, but not only that, desirable. And when you hire the right creative strategist, they are helping reduce flops and stress because of how strategic they are. They're going to streamline your production, which means fewer shoots, fewer approvals, and higher performing content from the start. The bottom line is brands don't just want content, they need strategists to create content that converts, which is exactly why we created our 4-hour intro to creative strategy video course. We wanted to give UGC creators, marketers, and aspiring creative strategists the tools to think like a strategist, not just a creator, learn the why as to what works, hooks, scripts, angles, all backed by strategy and not vibes to help you charge more with confidence. Like I literally went from charging $25 per hour when I first started back in like 2015, 2016, and now I charge upwards to $200+ per hour as a creative strategist. Without a marketing degree, didn't go to film school, I'm literally a college dropout. If I can do this, you can do this too. You're just gonna need the right information to help you get there. I created this course single-handedly because I wished I had something like this in the start of my career, which is exactly why I'm now handing you the roadmap. I've linked our intro to creative strategy video course in the description below, along with a 35% off discount code. Don't forget to use code FLASH35 at checkout. And then if you already took our Intro to Creative Strategy video course, we actually launched our masterclass a few months ago in partnership with Lamise Barnett. It is our Creative Strategy X Paid Media Masterclass where we marry both creative and paid media, helping you refine everything that you learned and have already applied to your business from our intro course, taking you to the next level as a strategist. I have also linked that in the description below. Same code works for 35% off. And then lastly, I promise I'm going to get into the SOW. We just launched our community. It is your private time with me and Lamise to ask any questions you have along your journey as a UGC creator, creative strategist, aspiring direct response video editor, maybe even paid media manager. Every single week on Tuesdays, we're going to be doing live Q&A sessions and or training calls. They range from 60 to 90 plus minutes long. And then we also do body double sessions 3 times a week right now for accountability to be able to help us get our tasks done in the time that we need them to. As someone that has AUDHD, is neurodivergent themselves, this has been a time to be able to catch up on tasks that I simply keep pushing off due to things like executive dysfunction. And even if you aren't neurodivergent, if you're just a busy entrepreneur, I can guarantee you right now there are some things that you've just put on the back burner that you could start checking off your list as soon as today, which we do have our body double session taking place in 40 minutes. Our first session was so good. We went from 2 hours to 4 hours because of how much work we were able to get done in that time. Okay, so now let's go over the SOW. I'm so sorry for taking so long. I promise it was worth the wait. So I'm gonna actually pull up the email on my main phone. My content phone is the one that's filming right now. And yesterday, I basically got on this call. I was literally almost 10 minutes late and they still took the call with me. She was so nice and so understanding. So the position is for a part-time creative strategist, independent contractor role. The estimated hours on a weekly basis are going to be between 15 and 20 hours, even though she did tell me it's okay if I go over because they do expect there to be busier weeks as compared to the 15 to 20 hours. And what's amazing is when you charge an hourly rate, it's exciting to go over because already I'm going to be making $10,000 max a month, but they're telling me like, oh, there might be weeks where you're busier. So just invoice us for more. Love. And then yeah, my rate right now is $125 per hour because they took me up on my promo, which is my hourly rate right now is $150, but when you commit to 10 hours a week, it's discounted to $125. And then my start date is next Monday. So that's going to be April 15th. Now they broke up the SOW into 5 sections, starting with creative strategy and leadership. They want me to own and lead the whole ad production strategy across video, static, and written creative. I have experience doing all of this. Before I left my full-time career to be a fractional creative strategist, I was a full-time creative director. So I have experience running creative departments, managing marketing budgets of 6, 7 figures, while also leading that strategy from high level, medium level, and low level, meaning I'm hands-on. They want me to collaborate with the media buying team to identify top performing angles and develop new concepts accordingly. This is something that you should be doing as a creative strategist, as a UGC creator. Like if you are a creative marketer, you should be closing that feedback loop to make sure that your creative is as strategic as possible. So as this fractional creative strategist, I will be collaborating more closely with their paid media team. I like to consider the creative strategist the glue between creative and paid media. They want me to own the ad ideation process and consistently generate high converting creative concepts. Now, this is obviously something I can't do on my own. They have a video editing team, they have a design team. I actually need to ask them for like a full breakdown of what they're currently working with internally. And basically when I'm leading this strategy, it's going to be my job to be able to delegate the work because I would not be able to do all this work on my own. I obviously need to outsource it to my team of doers and then also hire other contractors like UGC creators from the UGC Studio Network, which is our agency that we just recently launched, which if you want to learn more about that, I've also linked it in the description below. So not only do they want me to own the ad ideation process and consistently generate winners, but they also want me to manage and improve this pipeline, which I also have experience doing. They want me to lead bi-weekly ad production meetings to align priorities, review upcoming deliverables, and optimize workflows. So this is something I'm familiar with doing in tandem with, say, like the head of paid media. And this is just us like really making an effort to close the feedback loop, get on the same page, because keep in mind, paid media is separate from creative and I am the glue between the two. And it's going to be my job and responsibility to lead these meetings and connect the two separate departments. Then there is team oversight and collaboration. They want me to oversee a cross-functional creative team, including video editors, copywriters, thumbnail designers, and talent. I think a big reason why I had early success as a creative director and also like in a fractional role is because I started out as a video editor. I've worked closely with designers and copywriters. I, in a way, speak their language, or at the very least understand the creative language that they are speaking. There is a parallel to an understood language that we have. And I feel like being the manager of this team of doers is not only easy for me, but is also going to make their life so much easier, because the worst thing ever is when you have a manager that doesn't understand the creative process and is expected to manage manage a team of video editors, designers, copywriters, etc. Like if you've never actually sat down and edited a video or designed a static, like how do you expect to manage them? Which is why I feel like I'm a really good manager when it comes to creative departments. They want me to serve as the liaison between creative production and the media buying team, which I kind of already emphasized, ensuring alignment with priorities and timelines. Again, I'm the glue between the two. They want me to coordinate with freelance talent and casting to secure the right individuals to record ads when necessary. Again, we're going to be dipping into the UGC Pro network with our agency, UGC Studio, which I'm super excited about. Actually, if you want to be added to our creator roster, I've also linked that in the description below. You just have to apply once and you'll just be literally added to a database for future opportunities. And then they want me to step in to write, to script, or to record ads personally when needed, which is something I'm totally okay with doing. I actually really enjoy it and I never want to not do UGC. They want me to manage the production calendar to ensure timely delivery of assets. In the past, I've had clients spending $4 million a month on Meta alone, and we were delivering 200 assets a week, a mix of statics and videos with iterations. So I have no concern when it comes to managing this timeline and delivery. They want me to ensure all assets meet the brand standards, but also platform compliance requirements. They said that this year they're really focusing on being extra FTC friendly for legal purposes. Now that they are such a high valuation, they feel like they kind of have a target on their back, which makes a lot of sense. I'm very familiar working with brands that started out really small, and as they began to scale and become more and more valuable, that's when they started to become more and more careful with the things that they're saying in their videos. And it's not like they were being like snake oily in the beginning, but it's just like the FTC is very strict. Like I worked for a health and wellness brand where like literally our product said all-in-one meal replacement shake, and on TikTok we weren't allowed to have meal replacement on the product, so we had to literally blurt it out in order to run ads on their platform. They want me to conduct QA checks, which is quality assurance, for every ad before handoff to the media buyers. This is something I will likely just outsource because time is money, and this is something that I don't need to be doing myself. I could literally task it to one of our students in our community at like a $50 per hour rate, which is another incentive to join our community. We will be prioritizing our community members on job opportunities. Also, right now we're doing like a 35% off promo where like you would actually secure that rate for life. Again, linked in the description below. Sorry, I'll stop plugging all my resources, but they're also so good. We had over 10,000 students take our resources. I'm quoting our students. It is the industry standard when it comes to resources for creators that are looking to break into creative marketing. And then they want me to build scalable systems for creative asset management and version control, because like literally if there's a winning ad, we're going to then make 1,000,001 different iterations of it, and it's going to be so hard to keep track of. So that is going to be a task that I have to manage, that I have experience doing. That one is less fun, but it just comes with the job. And then for performance and data-driven execution, they want me to analyze ad performance with the media team to inform future creative strategy. This is where those weekly meetings with the paid media team is going to come in super handy. It's a time together where we get to literally review the top spend ads and discuss why we think those ads performed well based on these standout key performance indicators. They want me to iterate on winning creatives by developing fresh hooks, angles, and variants, and maintain an understanding of performance KPIs to ensure creative output is aligned with testing goals. It's important to keep in mind that every brand has different KPI standards. Like first off, a brand might not even want a 1x ROAS. They might just need a 0.35x, which is less than 1x. And it's likely because they're a subscription brand, because their lifetime value of their customer eventually pays off, even though initially they are spending $1, but not making that dollar. Whereas sometimes there are brands that are like, we need a 10x ROAS in order to break even. I had a client at an agency who was like Airbnb for cabins on the East Coast, and they like genuinely needed a 10x ROAS in order to be successful. So it's important to get familiar with your clients' key performance indicator goals. And then when it comes to meetings and communication expectations, they want me to be available for scheduled meetings with the head of marketing, who I did my interview with. She is amazing. I'm so excited to work with her more closely, along with the ad production team and the media buying team. It looks like all of those meetings might be weekly. And then I have the bi-weekly ad production meeting on Thursdays, which is where we're coordinating status updates, addressing blockers, and aligning priorities with the creative team and the paid media team. So I'm bringing both the departments together. And then they want me to just provide weekly weekly updates via Slack, ClickUp, and or Zoom, and attend additional syncs as needed. All right, and that's what a scope of work looks like for a fractional creative strategist that is charging $125 per hour. Again, my original rate that I quoted them was $150, but I did say if they committed to 10 hours a week, I would discount it to $125. If you found this video helpful, make sure that you're subscribed and turn on my post notification. I post every single week on Mondays and Fridays at 9 a.m. PST. And if you have any follow-up questions, be sure to comment them down below and I'd be more than happy to answer them for you. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video.